The summer anime season of 2025 is all about one thing: continuations. We've got My Dress Up Darling, Dandadan, Kaiju number 8, Grand Blue, yeah boy. But wait, there are 13 anime this summer that promise to blow your mind, but you haven't seen them plastered all over your feed yet. Well, that's because these aren't the mainstream hits everyone's hyping. These are the under-the-radar, brand new series poised to leave you speechless. Ready to add some new anime to your watch list? Well, let's go. You know that feeling when someone you know starts acting wrong? Like everything you know about them looks the same, but it doesn't feel right anymore. Well, that's exactly the vibe with The Summer Hikaru Died. Yoshiki's best friend Hikaru disappears briefly in their quiet rural town, only to return a little too perfect, too calm, too something. What if the person you trusted most wasn't even human anymore? Yeah. That's kind of unsettling. This show nails that creeping sense of dread where nothing is outright horrifying. At first, the mundane life in their peaceful village feels almost suffocating when paired with the lingering question of what came back in Hikaru's place. The trailers, oh man, they're dripping with quiet terror, shadowy shots, muted colors, and a sound design that crawls under your skin while they set the stage for a blend of slice of life calm and cosmic horror chaos. Don't expect loud jump scares here. This kind of horror sinks in and stays with you, like a bad dream that you just can't shake. If you're into anime that mess with your head and keep you looking over your shoulder, this one's a must-watch. Picture this, two students from different high schools standing beneath cherry blossoms, the soft breeze carrying petals all around. Well, it sounds like your usual setup for a romance anime, right? Wrong. The Fragrant Flower blooms with dignity, takes everything predictable about high school love stories and strips it down to something so much more thoughtful. Rintaro and Kaoruko don't fall into loud, dramatic tropes or over-the-top misunderstandings. Instead, their connection grows in the quieter spaces, through meaningful conversations and the unspoken little moments that linger. What will make this show stand out is its pacing. It'll be slow, but in the kind of way that feels intentional and grounding. The warm pastel-colored visuals pair perfectly with its gentle tone, pulling you into their world without rushing a single step. And unlike a lot of rom-coms or melodramatic romances, this one focuses on emotional honesty. Rintaro's quiet confidence, Kaoruko's guarded grace, and how they slowly open up without losing what makes them unique. Think of it as less about fireworks and more about the glow of a candle. Now, if you love romance that cares more about depth and drama, this one's for you. Alright, let's talk about Bad Girl. Yu Yutani is determined to become a feared delinquent, but not for the usual reasons like, I don't know, living life on her own terms or rebelling against authority. Nope, she just wants to impress Atori Mizutori, the straight-laced disciplinary committee guy whose entire job is to stop that exact behavior. The result? Absolute chaos. Every attempt she makes to be bad backfires in the most ridiculous and awkward ways possible, making her less of a rule-breaking rebel and more of a lovable disaster. This show takes its roots from its 4-coma manga origins, so expect quick, punchy gags and outrageous moments that hit you one after another. It's all about fast-paced, over-the-top humor with you at the center as this clueless yet ridiculously charming mess. The exaggerated reactions and snappy comedic timing straight out of the manga are perfect for delivering non-stop laughs in short bursts. Bottom line, this is your go-to for hilarious school comedy with a twist. What happens when a guy juggling emotional baggage has his entire world thrown into chaos? Well, that's Watari's XX is on the brink of collapse in a nutshell. Naoto Watari already has his hands full. After losing his parents, he's been raising his younger sister Suzushiro on his own, balancing the weight of responsibility with trying to keep his life together. But things start spiraling when Satsuki Tachibana, a girl from his past, reappears. She's not just a familiar face either. Her presence stirs up buried memories that Naoto worked so hard to avoid. So naturally, everything starts falling apart. What makes this anime hit harder than your typical school drama is how raw and unfiltered it is. It's not afraid to show the uglier side of emotional struggles. Naoto's inability to open up or even process his feelings feels painfully real, and the relationships around him reflect that messy, complicated honesty that most shows shy away from. Add in the mystery surrounding Satsuki's return, and it's clear that this series aims to wreck your emotions in the best ways possible. Need a drama that isn't afraid to get personal? Well, then this one is for you. Renako Aomori just wants to live her high school life as a normal girl, quietly and drama-free. But the universe has other plans, and by universe, I mean Mai Ozuka. Imagine this: the school idol, confident, charismatic, gorgeous, suddenly confesses her love to Renako, flipping her entire world upside down. It's not just the confession that's shocking, it's how Mai digs her heels in and refuses to give up no matter how awkward things get. This isn't your typical slow burn romance either, it's comedic chaos with a side of heartfelt moments. There's no freaking way I'll be your lover unless is riding the wave of the girls' love genre's growing popularity, and here's why it's a standout. The show balances hilarious, almost absurd situations with surprising emotional depth. One moment you're laughing at Renako awkwardly trying to dodge Mai's bold advances, and the next you're genuinely invested in how their relationship evolves. The trailer promises sharp comedic beats while showcasing the chemistry between the voice actors voicing these characters who absolutely nail their performances. If you want something that's funny, sweet, and refreshingly bold, make space for this in your summer anime marathon. Steampunk, Lovecraftian horror, and a splash of magic. What more could you want? Lord of Mysteries throws all of that into a Victorian-inspired world, and somehow it just works. It starts with Klein Moretti, your average guy, until he stumbles across a notebook that yanks him out of his reality. Suddenly he's in a world of secret societies, supernatural beings, and powers that are as terrifying as they are fascinating. If you've ever wondered what it's like to mix mystery, horror, and the occult into one massive puzzle, this is the show to watch. Now, the storytelling here leans into the slow build. It's not trying to rush you. It's crafting a world so layered and immersive that you'll start to feel like Klein yourself, unraveling its secrets one piece at a time. And for fans of the widely popular Chinese web novel it's based on, expectations couldn't be higher. The anime trailer already teases visuals soaked in shadows and tension with just enough cryptic imagery to leave you desperate for answers. If you're into stories that make you think, all while delivering this dark, eerie vibe, well, here you found your match. Bowling anime. That's a phrase I didn't know I needed in my life until Turkey rolled onto the scene. At its core, it's about Mai, the captain of the Ikukukan High School Bowling Club, who's somehow both a certified genius at the sport and completely cursed. Now, every time she bowls a turkey, which is 3 strikes in a row, she follows it up by hitting the dreaded snake eyes split. And no matter how insane her skill is, she cannot win an actual match. It's like watching a superhero with stage fright. But here's where the drama kicks in. Rina, the feisty first year and only other club member who seems to really care, isn't having it. Straight up, she calls Mai out with, "You're doing that on purpose, aren't you?" The captain is running away from winning. "I want to win. If you're not going to win, I'm quitting the club." Ouch, right? This dynamic sets the stage for some serious tension as the bowling club of 5 underdogs in Mai, Rina, Sayuri, Nozomi, and Nanase clashes, bails, and somehow finds a way to fight back. This isn't just about strikes and spares, it's about teamwork, pride, and one absurdly cursed bowling ball. Okay, let's talk about The Lips of a Married Woman Taste Like Chuhai. And yes, this is the only anime this season with the ecchi tag we crave. The setup: simple, yet scandalous. A 22-year-old university student living that aimless college life crosses paths with a beautiful married woman. Cute, complications. What starts as an innocent friendship quickly spirals into a flirtatious mess, balancing moments of genuine connection with hilariously awkward misunderstandings. You can feel the train wreck coming, and it's impossible to look away. Now, here's where the show gets interesting. It could have leaned completely into messy drama, but instead it pairs all those risky taboo moments with comedy, like laugh out loud actual comedy. Picture our protagonist fumbling through his ever-deepening bad choices while desperately trying to keep a cool head. And of course, the married woman isn't just a cookie-cutter romantic interest either. Her sharp wit and sheer charisma make it very clear why our guy's so hooked. But the humor, that's what keeps this bold premise from feeling too heavy. It's spicy, silly, and just a bit chaotic. If you can stomach a show that dances on the edge of risque while keeping things hilariously self-aware, this one's absolutely worth checking out. Humans descended from demons trapped in a centuries-old blood feud. It's already sounding cool, right? Tougen Anki throws you headfirst into a world built on the rivalry between Momotaro warriors and the Oni. Now, our main guy, Shiki Ichinose, thinks he's just a rebellious teenager in a small town until a family tragedy drops the ultimate truth bomb. He's got Oni blood flowing through him. Suddenly, he's caught in a conflict bigger than he ever imagined, with enemies at every corner and allies who aren't so easy to trust. If you love shonen anime with intense combat and deep lore, this is going to be right up your alley. Produced by Bones Film, the studio behind My Hero Academia and Mob Psycho 100, you already know the fight scenes are about to be ridiculous in the best way possible. And the trailer doesn't hold back either, teasing battles dripping with style and a darker vibe that gives off shades of Jujutsu Kaisen and Tokyo Ghoul. Shonen fans, your next obsession just landed. Do not miss this one. Nagamo Keiichiro had it all. Notebooks full of solved cases, a reputation as a genius detective, and respect piled higher than a detective's trench coat. Fast forward to today, his agency's on its last legs, and he's 35, looking more burnt out than brilliant. Detectives these days are crazy, takes what could have been a very gritty, tragic setup and spins it into a wild comedy mystery that feels like a buddy cop show gone rogue. The premise is just gold, so you've got Nagamo juggling bizarre cases, trying to reclaim those glory days without really knowing how things slid downhill so fast. Enter Kayako, a high school girl who shows up on his doorstep like an unexpected internship application. She's not exactly his savior, but her modern savviness clashes hilariously with his old washed-up charms. The dynamic shifts between chaotic bickering and rare flashes of teamwork as they tackle seriously weird cases. This show completely flips detective tropes on their head. Instead of smooth deduction and flawless logic, it thrives on sheer awkward energy and unlikely successes. If you're into a bit of chaos paired with clever laughs, then you'll love this one. Imagine getting literally thrown into the abyss. Like, that's where you live now, so good luck figuring that one out. But that's Gachiakuta right off the bat. Rudo's life hits rock bottom, and I mean in the most literal way possible. Accused of a crime he didn't commit, he's exiled to the abyss. A dark, trash-filled wasteland where society dumps everything and everyone it doesn't want. But instead of giving up, Rudo claws his way through this toxic underworld armed with nothing but raw determination, street smarts, and a fierce sense of justice. This show screams punk energy at every turn. Now, the art style is a major standout. It's gritty and grimy, but not in a washed out way. There's a sharpness to the design that matches the show's rebellious edge. And the fight scenes, absolutely brutal, with flashy, high impact moves that feel more intense thanks to the detailed animation. So if you're into unapologetically bold stories with raw energy, Gachiakuta might just blow up this season for you. Renji Kusakabe works his shifts at the local arcade like it's any other day. Then walks in Lily Baker, a girl from the UK with a thick accent and zero clue how crane games work. And just like that, things aren't so ordinary anymore. That's the start of cultural exchange with a game center girl, a sweet, unexpected romance fueled by gaming and cultural misunderstandings. Their first interaction, well, Renji helps Lily win a plushie, and this sparks a connection that grows into something more. But it's not all smooth sailing. We have a mix-up about Valentine's Day traditions, because in the UK, men give chocolates, not women, and this sets the stage for some hilariously awkward moments between them. At its heart, this anime uses gaming as a way to bridge worlds. Lily immerses herself in Japanese culture through her time spent with Renji, while Renji learns there's way more to Lily than her initial awkwardness with claw machines. The setting, the bright, bustling arcade, it's pure nostalgia fuel for anyone who's ever hung out in one. Add in a charming supporting cast, and this series feels like a perfect mix of humor and heart. Hana Tabata has spent her whole life labelled as ugly. It's something she can't escape, whether it's whispered behind her back or the way people avoid looking her in the eye. But here's where things take a turn. She meets Yusuke Ueno, a guy so good looking and effortlessly kind that it almost feels like a cosmic joke. Instead of brushing her off like most, Ueno genuinely sees Hana for who she is, and not in a pitying, forced way. He likes her, for real. But this anime isn't just about one person swooping in and fixing her insecurities. The true charm lies in Hana's journey towards self-acceptance. Yusuke's kindness, it's a spark, not the solution. Hana's growth isn't easy. She stumbles, doubts herself, and even wonders if someone like Ueno could actually care about her. And that raw honesty, that's the hook. This show takes the whole inner beauty cliche and flips it, showing just how complicated, messy, and beautiful character growth can be. So if you're into romance stories that make you root for someone's happiness like your life depended on it, this one is going to be your emotional support anime. This summer's anime lineup is stacked with hidden gems, and they're not just for the hardcore fans. You've got everything from action-packed thrillers to heart-melting romances, and even some comedy chaos. Honestly, it's so refreshing to see so many unique stories step into the spotlight. So forget sticking to just the big-name sequels this season. These anime are where the real magic is happening. But before you dive into these new shows, make sure you haven't missed any bangers from this current spring season by checking out this video here. I'll see you over there. Till then, take care. Peace, peace!